Hey. Time for the Out of This World story from rSpace. Should we trust people until they give us a reason not to? What happens if we aren't getting the answers that we need from the people we trust and love? Should we take matters into our own hands? Let's explore that today on rSpace. Caught him sexting while laying in bed next to him. My boyfriend, 33 male, and I, 29 female, have been together for a year and a half. Our relationship started quickly, and we knew it felt right. Our morals, values, and goals all align, and both of us have the same ideas when it comes to raising a family. We have lived together for 10 months, and for the most part, it's been really great. We definitely have our ups and downs, but nothing too serious. I've always loved that we both acknowledge that while love is a feeling, it is also waking up every day choosing your partner through the good and bad. My boyfriend is someone who is attached to his phone, whereas I lose mine and don't really care. It's never bothered me about him, and I've never had that feeling of him doing things he shouldn't. I'm also not a jealous person, and believe that I don't need to know my partner's every move or message unless there is a legitimate reason. But that changed yesterday morning. We were laying in bed, and I was spooning him. He thought I was asleep, so he was playing on his phone. I noticed that he opened up all of his notifications, except for a Snapchat from a girl named Sarah. Like I said earlier, I've never had any weird feelings of distrust towards him, but something in my gut told me to keep my eyes open. I'm glad I did. This Sarah girl and him were sexting one another, and truthfully, the messages were gross. I waited for my boyfriend to send his message to her, then immediately shouted, "What the F was that?" and got out of bed. He didn't try to lie or try to act like it was anything other than what it was. He was sexting this girl while laying in bed next to me. After a couple of hours of locking myself in the guest bedroom to cry, be angry, and nap, I was ready to have a conversation about whatever he was doing. He admitted to me that he has sexted the same girl 4 times throughout our 1.5-year relationship. Once 2 months in, then 6 months, then a year, and then yesterday. He also admitted that he sexted a second girl during the beginning of our relationship as well. I don't know what to do or how to feel. I've never been betrayed like this, and feel disgusting, used, and lied to. He has been extremely apologetic, even calling my parents to apologize, and then writing me paragraphs about how he messed up and that he wants to be a better man. He said he's open to therapy and blocked Sarah on all accounts. I'm so confused and blindsided. I would have never known about the sexting if I hadn't caught him yesterday. He admitted that he probably would have kept doing it too. Please help me. I feel alone and dirty in my own skin. The man I love and planned a future with has hurt me so deeply, and I don't know what was lies and what to believe when it comes to the last year and a half. Our community has some thoughts. Roundbrush 4828 goes first. I'm so sorry for your heartbreak. He's a serial and will be a repeat offender. This is too much to rug sweep. Take time to process. Me Hittable 888 says, a man who would sext another woman while you are laying right next to him in bed and has been doing it for some time is not someone you can have a real relationship with. He's fake. Maybe there's something genuine in there, but he's a good liar and a brazen one. That is really, really brazen to be sexting with your loved one cuddling next to you. That is absolutely disgusting. I'm so sorry for the hurt and pain you're feeling. I can only imagine the horror, especially of finding out someone you had cared for so much is capable of such deceit. I can only tell you what I would do and what I would recommend. I'd end it today. To me, there is no coming back from this. This isn't even the sleazy texting someone does in the bathroom when they're pretending they're constipated. This is him cheating on your relationship while you are laying cuddled up against him. The only thing worse would be him sexting someone else while you're actually having sex. This sounds very addictive to me. For whatever reason, and you don't really need to know, he sounds like he's addicted to this. You can try to find evidence. You can try to find out more about Sarah. You can try to find emails or pics or meetups or whatever, but I think him just doing that has crossed an uncrossable line. It showed you something very basic in his nature that you should never live with. I would find a new place to live, then break up with him. Stay with friends, relatives, whatever you can find, a new arrangement, but I would not stay with this deceiver. A man who is capable of that will lie about anything. Break up with him, move your stuff out, and go no contact. Don't get into long-winded discussions with him. What is the point? A guy who would do this has a fundamental problem that he was able to conceal from you for that long and you only found out by accident. This should also teach you, always trust your gut. Your gut is what told you to keep your eyes open. An angel was watching over you. If I were you, I'd thank God that you had not spent more time with him, or got pregnant, or was financially dependent on him. At least I hope not. And don't listen to his lies and blandishments. If you overlook this and take him back, he's only going to do this or worse again. This man is brazen in his cheating, and that is what he's committed to, not you. So sorry this happened, but it's best to find out early than 5 years down the road, especially with kids. You actually lucked out. Well, crap, what y'all doing chimes in. I'm not someone to completely trash an entire person just because they did something bad. I think people are dynamic, and someone doing a good deed doesn't make them all good. Likewise, someone doing a bad deed doesn't make them all bad and render any good useless. With that said, though, I only preface my comment with this because I've seen many people in these situations stay because if the cheating is removed, the other 95% of attributes their partner has are good, so they find it difficult to leave or understand how they could have done bad. What I've found in my own journey is that many of these cheaters are otherwise really decent people. The issue, though, is they're capable of traumatizing you in the most intimate of ways. They can be successful in non-romantic relationships, but with you, it's dangerous. Can someone who was laying in bed with you, actively cheating, be safe for you to be around romantically? In spite of the good he is otherwise? That's what you've got to ask yourself and decide what to do from there. He's been doing this for so long that it's a pattern. Maybe even an addiction. Doesn't matter what it is. Something's missing at his core, and I wouldn't be shocked if he's still actively doing it or if it was repeated again in the future. I feel like you're such at an early point in your relationship that you don't have anything to lose when you leave him. If he's admitted to talking to two people while in a relationship with you, what else is he capable of? He's not telling the whole truth here. He's just giving you enough. And to call your parents? Don't buy it. Clearly, he hasn't woken up each morning choosing you or the relationship. Update. After giving myself a little breathing room and time to process my own thoughts, I decided to reach out to Sarah, the main contact of his infidelities. It was worse than the story he had fed me. Sarah shared screenshots of their Snapchat conversations, which included nude photos of him that he had sent during our relationship. Not only was she able to provide screenshots of that, while looking at her screenshots, I realized that he had sexted her the same night he had told me that he loved me for the first time. Talk about another slap to the face. Sarah also shared that they have indeed met up multiple times to have sex, completely destroying his story that he had never met her. In addition to meeting up at her place, he had also invited her to his, and it was just a month after he and I moved in together. The cherry on top? They were having unprotected sex. I will be getting tested. I still have not heard from his ex-wife, but there is no need. The betrayal was and is enough. This whole situation is heartbreaking, devastating, and I could never reconcile with someone like him. Thank you to everyone who commented on my original post. Your words or affirmation that I am doing the right thing by leaving him allowed me to truly know I am worth more than this. I deserve a partner who will be faithful from day one. I appreciate the love and support I have felt from strangers who have been in similar situations, and knowing there is a light at the end of this is so motivating. I have blocked him from contacting me and will be staying with my parents until I find the strength to get all of my belongings from the apartment. Thank you all again. Plastic Blitzen has the first response. That was brave of you to contact her. I'm so glad you have what you need to feel good about your decision. You are free from that nightmare. Not all men are like that. He always will be. Have a good life. Jinboy32 says, have you told him that you know everything now and even talked to Sarah? I would tell him he is going to pay for your moving expenses and for your STD test and any medication that is needed, or you are going to share all this information with every person he knows. The OP replies, I confronted him as soon as I had everything from Sarah, but he continued to lie and paint himself as the victim of a scorned other woman. I no longer believe a single word that comes out of his mouth, and screenshots of both of their information usernames don't lie. I can understand where you are coming from with asking for financial reimbursement, but I want nothing from him. The only thing he could possibly give me that I want is to leave me alone and let me move on in peace. Oh, good on you for contacting Sarah, OP. That took a lot of guts. But sometimes we have to seek out the answers that we aren't getting from those who we trust to give us the truth. The unexpected update. This is the second update in this trilogy, and one I did not think I was going to have to post or share, but I'm alternating between grieving the relationship and laughing hysterically at what I know now. Emotions are such a weird thing sometimes. Anyways, for those who have read the previous update, and those who have not, I blocked my now ex from contacting me. However, I did not block his email address. I did not assume he would contact me via email, but I guess it was a final desperate attempt. He emailed me last night around 8:30 p.m. with the same lies and apologies as before. A lot of claims that Sarah was trying to sabotage our relationship, and that he had never slept with her. He said he understands that sexting is still a form of cheating, and that he will change. He then offered to send me his Snapchat history, and further proof that 1. He had only sexted with Sarah and the one-off girl, and 2. that he had never met with Sarah physically cheated on me. I'm not entirely sure why, but I replied to his email saying that I wanted to see his recovered Snapchat history. I did not make any promises of reconciliation, nor did I say that I believed anything he was saying. I simply asked for the Snapchat account information. The account was able to recover a year's worth of messages from November 2021 to November of 2022. Oh my gosh. I wish I could remove and wash my eyeballs with bleach after reading the literal 30 pages worth of sexting between him, Sarah, and 4 other women. The dates of each exchange all coincide with our relationship, as well as us moving in together back in January. This piece of work was literally sexting at least 5 women throughout our entire relationship, and that was only through what Snapchat was able to recover. I have no doubt there were more. I sent him another email, again asking him to no longer contact me, in addition to various quotes from sex between these women and him, and ended the email with a big ABCDEFU. I'm so glad I caught him sexting another woman while I was laying in bed next to him. I never thought this original interaction would lead to everything else that has been brought out into the open, but I am so glad it did. After reading those messages, I went and got an STD test done this morning. On an end note to this trilogy, I fully see now that my partner was living an insane double life, and that I am incredibly thankful my guardian angel had my back on Saturday morning. P.S. Why were his sex so much spicier than anything he and I did in the bedroom? Man was boring AF in bed, but his sex to those other women made him sound like a spicy tamale. I'm laughing at my butt off at this clown. Royal Information 697 chimes in. I can't stop laughing at your comment about this spicy text. I experienced this as well. The reality does not match up with the persona they put on for other people. I wish you well in your continued journey towards healing. A deleted user shares, the sheer narcissistic audacity of blame shifting onto Sarah alone would make me never talk to this person again, as if it's her fault that he's an entitled prick. He will have to learn this lesson the hard way. The truth is, he didn't think you'd leave, and I don't believe he cares as much as he's acting like he does. He just doesn't want to lose control of a comfortable situation, a home base that he can cheat on for the thrill of it. You no longer need to play that role for him or anyone. Do not believe that this person cares. He only cares he got caught. Now the sexting won't be as exciting for him because he's not being deceptive. Sadly, this is what they're seeking. This guy is incapable of taking responsibility. Why continue lying after being caught red-handed and having proof? I'll never understand. I'm glad you were able to get out of there before you really hunkered down with this loser. Don't let this guy pave the way for any other men, though. Not all men are like this. You have a beautiful and trusting personality, and that's honestly how it's supposed to be. I feel like we should trust people until they give us a reason not to. I'm sorry he betrayed you like this, OP. You didn't deserve this. Have you had a similar situation? Did you catch your cheating partner in a similar way? Let us know below. And thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. We'd hate for you to miss out. If you want to listen to more stories from me, check out our lounge where I feature a larger variety of non-cheating related stories. See you there.